Steve O.
What's the word?
Man, we won. We right close to Thanksgiving, baby. The kids home and the food is getting ready to. If you ain't starting to season your food today, is you really Thanksgiving it, baby? Hey,
But these
listen.
must still ain't been to the store yet.
Listen, man. Hey, is James Harden finally playing defense, bro? I think he just might be. Also, a healthy Lamelo Ball is definitely good for the NBA. And finally, I want to know how you feeling about the Minnesota Timberwolves and their start to the season. We're gonna get into all of that right after the intro.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
Word NBA basketball fans. Welcome to another episode of NBA Central. It's your boy Big Kev. We got Steve O Speaks in the building. And if you hear any noise in the background, you know the kids home from school. They got to be around their pops. You know how it is. Listen, man.
Oh, man.
You know how it go, bro. Hey, I'm peeping a little bit of game right now, bro, with the LA Clippers. Even without your boy Kawhi Leonard, they are the best, if not one of the best, if not the best defensive team in the NBA, bro. And a lot of it has to do with James Harden. Like he is out there playing. I think he's been underrated defensively a lot because he looked like a cone in a lot of cases. But he does play the passing lanes. He does, position himself at least to take charges and so on and so forth. And this season right now, the Clippers are taking care of business, bro. Defensively, at least they're 11-8 right now without their star player. And James Harden has a lot to do with that, and their defense has a lot to do with it as well.
Harden has a lot to do with that. And it has all to mean that he's starting to learn to play the correct way, which is incorporating defense. We all knew that it wasn't that he just didn't know how to play defense because there's times we've seen him, especially in them early days at OKC, where he did play defense. He has all the attributes. He's legitimately 6'6", 6'7", athletic enough to play defense. So that being said, he's a real contingent why they're the reason and why they're one of the biggest defensive players teams in the league. But most importantly, he just playing the right way. Like he's averaging 28 and 7, I believe. That being 8 assists and 7 rebounds. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what you're doing. He's using everybody on the court. He's incorporating and he's not playing selfish basketball like he's been doing.
Now, the reason
So
I say he was overrated, Steve-O, is because he does get steals. His best steals was in
mhm.
Houston. He averaged 2 steals a game one season. Right now, he's averaging 1.5 steals a game. He's getting a lot of deflections too, Steve-O. And he's just not just standing there when people are driving. There was one stretch, like a couple weeks ago, where he shut down the entire San Antonio Spurs. Like everybody that touched the ball, he made sure that they didn't get a shot up. And I'm like, okay, look at James Harden playing inspired defense.
Yeah, like it's team defense. Like that's the thing that I think we lacked in Houston. Like we all knew he could play on ball, he could get a steal on ball, he could play defense on ball. It was just about playing within the team, communicating. It's another thing. You're seeing them communicate on defense a lot. That's something we're not used to. So yeah, like with that being all incorporated now to this form of James Harden being what 34, 35 years old, still being able to be a certified bucket, still averaging 20, like I said, like that's just the best case scenario for the Clippers right now.
And the thing is, I wouldn't say he's a certified bucket, and this might be why he's focusing a little harder on defense because he has to. He's lost a step, Steve-O, and my man is
I mean, yeah,
averaging. He's shooting 37% from the field, 32% from three, and he's taking 15 shots and only making. He's taking like 16 shots and only making like 6 of them. So I think he had to step up defensively to make up for the inefficiencies that he kind of has on offense.
I mean, yeah, but we also know he's a volume scorer. So how he gets going is by chucking up a lot of shots. So with him not being that player no more, you are gonna see them shooting that field goal and that 3 point percentage drop a little bit, and you're gonna see his points drop a little bit when you're seeing him not only just a lot of his assists back in the day was just driving to the cut kick out. That was it. No, it's a little bit more. Like he's incorporating on the pick and roll. He's kicking out to each other player. Like what's the Norman Powell is having
Norman
a hell of a
Powell,
year. He's
yes.
had a hell of a career, and James Harden has a lot to do in giving him the ball in the right spaces when he needs him to. He's getting
Him and
everybody incorporated,
Him and Zubac. Zubac is
especially
having a career
Zubac.
year too.
Yeah. It has a lot, and then that's my thing. Like that, this is the James Harden that's why I've been so hard on James for all these years. Why Kobe said the things he said. He's talented enough to be playing winning basketball, and this is evidence. And these we seen flashes of it in Houston. We seen definitely seen flashes of it in OKC. It's all about him having that mindset. And I don't know what switch. I don't know if he just realized he had to be that guy because Kawhi's not going to be there majority of the time. But I'm glad he just starting to figure it out because this is the player we all needed to see, and we knew it was there.
You know what, Switch? One of the best coaches in the league, Ty Lue, baby. He got that man playing
True.
basketball in the system according to, because you seen what happened after he left Houston. It just wasn't good in
Yeah.
Brooklyn. It wasn't good in Philly. And now he is in a good spot where he can play team basketball, and it's not all on his shoulders either. Like, they're not expecting him to be the James Harden from Houston or OKC. They're expecting him to be the James Harden of today, and it's not a bad thing. Even with the low
Yeah.
shooting numbers, I feel like playing team basketball is kind of what would have gotten him some championships earlier in his career. There's
Yep.
no doubt about that. All right, man. Let us know down below what y'all think about the LA Clippers, James Harden, kind of a resurgence. And dude, these guys have proven that longevity matters, bro. Like, he's
Yeah.
reinvented himself a little bit late in the late stages of his career. It's crazy to see him, Chris Paul, LeBron, all of
Mhm.
them, Steph Curry, still adding to their game in certain ways, man. It's definitely good. And who knows when these guys are going to retire and when the true changing in the guard is going to occur. But I'm not mad at seeing James Harden go out to LA and kind of reinvent himself and play better basketball. All
And it
right,
might
man.
just make
Yeah,
sense. He's from home, so he might just it just might just all fell in place. He's with a good coach. He's back home. It's just perfect.
that is true, bro. That is true. Now, moving on to one of the scrappier teams in the NBA right now. Now, they're not expected to make any true noise, but Lamelo Ball has the Charlotte Hornets as must watch basketball, bro. Whenever I see them on League Pass, bro, I gotta at least watch a few minutes of the game. My man Lamelo is currently averaging 31 points, and he's averaging his assists too. It's about 7 assists as well. But them 31 points, all of them are flashy. Like, you don't see Lamelo out there just taking regular layups, taking regular threes. That man is for the aesthetics, for the optics of the NBA. He has an old school approach, man. He's trying to embarrass you. He's trying to shoot the craziest shots, and he's doing it, bro. I beg to argue, bro, that a healthy Lamelo Ball is good for the NBA. How you feeling about that?
Uh, A healthy LaMelo Ball is a future MVP. That's the type of player he is. Like over the last 3 games, these are his stats: 44 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Next game, 50 points, 10 assists. He shot six threes that day. And then
Mm-hmm.
the next game, he 35.6 rebounds, 9 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yep.
only is he's getting his team involved, he's shooting the lights out, and he's scoring at will.
Mm-hmm.
And he being exciting like that. He's somebody that should have been at the top of the face of the league a long time ago, but because of his injuries, we could never say as such. But alongside with their announcer, with him, they're like you said, they must watch TV. Like you gotta put a Charlotte game on, as well as there's still other talented players on that team as well that he's making look very good as well.
Brandon
So
Miller.
yeah, Brandon Miller, hate to say it, but Miles Bridges is exciting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Trey Man as well, little baby Iverson down there. Like it's a lot of players. Even we still Mark Williams is still down there. Like there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of teams down there. Like, but yeah, like now it's getting to the point where now he got to start translating these more into winning. But like you said, he's good for the league. You definitely want to see him. Definitely need to see more ESPN TNT games from on him because you just got to see him, especially while he's healthy.
Yeah, man. Like, it's crazy that Taj Gibson is still playing back. He's still starting in this league. That is
Right.
absolutely nuts, bro. That Taj Gibson was like 27 when he got drafted. He the last
No,
one standing from all them Tom Thibodeau teams, from the Bulls to the Timberwolves, and now he even played on the Knicks. Now he on Charlotte, taking care of business out there. But yeah, back to Melo, man. It's crazy because when it came down to the Ball brothers, I thought that LiAngelo was going to be the most prolific scorer. That's just based on what he was doing in Chino Hills and I wanted to see how he would look at UCLA, but then he went to China and was just stupid. He killed his own basketball career. Shout out to him for being able to parlay himself into something viable in the social media landscape and make his own money and so on and so forth. But I knew that Lonzo Ball was, the assist man, the setup guy, so on and so forth, and then he
Mhm.
would develop into the 3-point shooter. But this man, LaMelo, I remember when he was in high school. I remember he was playing in high school when he was in like seventh, eighth grade, sixth, seventh grade, things like that, shooting
Yeah.
from half court and things like that. And I'm like, I don't know if that would translate to the next level. But hey, all the flack that they dad take for the approach that he took through the media and so on and so forth, he got two out of his three sons drafted, took LaMelo and made him play overseas for a little while before without going the college route, came back to the league, got drafted, number 3 overall, and now here he is taking care of business, bro. It's actually working. Like the oh man, my camera frozen. Can you hear me though?
I can man hearing you, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, forget it. You
But
know
go
how it
ahead.
is. Restream be on there with me, bro. But at the end of the day, I'm not mad at how he approached the thing. Let me go ahead and leave and come back. But go ahead.
Yeah, but like I think you were wrong to question to see how he really translated, but I think it kind of flipped in how I thought the process would have been on his translation once I realized he was gonna be a legitimate 6'7", and then not only that, once he got 6'7", the skill came as well. Then the playmaker really evolved as well. So once that came in, I'm pretty sure I was like, yeah, he gonna translate pretty well in this game because if you playing point guard at 6'7", can score it real. And not only can he score it real, he's creative of how he scores, unorthodox. The step backs, the set shot that he almost has, skip shot almost that he
Bro, the
has,
floater,
and
like the
the
floater is
floater,
even weird.
yeah,
All is awkward,
because
but
it looked like a jump shot. It looked like his jump shot. You can't
yeah.
tell.
He just know how to put the ball in the basket, man. So it's been really, really fun watching him and some of these other young teams like the Orlando Magic, like the Detroit Pistons. Shout out to the Orlando Magic for playing well even without Paolo. It's crazy to see how the the Brooklyn Nets even. I think Brooklyn beat Golden State last night if I'm not mistaken. So these young teams are not pushovers anymore. Again, I don't expect them to rack up a lot of wins, but they're gonna now one young team that's gonna rack up a lot of wins though is Houston, bro. Houston is playing some of the best defense as well in the NBA, and
Yeah.
those young players are ready to go.
And that's a nice transition into the next topic too. Because guess who played them tonight?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Listen, Joe, the Minnesota Timberwolves have started the season off like after trading Karl Anthony Towns. It's just they're 8-8. I love Anthony. I love Anthony Edwards, but at the end of the day, he's changed his approach to the game. He's not attacking the rim as much. He's shooting more threes right now. I think about 52% of his shots are 3-pointers, bro, and that's just I don't know if it's working out. I don't know if it's working out now.
It's
Late
not.
the last 10 games, he's shooting 45% from three and averaging about 28 points. But I don't know if it's good for the team, bro. Like it's one of them things, bro, because
Yeah.
he's shooting over 40% from the field. I mean, from the 3-point line, but like, it's not leading to wins.
Yeah, I didn't think they realized like when they made that trade to Cat to go to New York how it was you're basically was going to ask your star player, which is Anthony Edwards, to put even more of a bigger load on him than he already has. You're going to have him replace that 3-point scoring that Karl Anthony Towns was. That also that where is that extra 23 points per game, 24 points per game gonna go?
I
It's
mean,
definitely not gonna be. Go ahead.
they expected Lucky Lefty to come in and pick up some of that slack. But when you have a player like Rudy Gobert who's not gonna give you any real scoring, and then you have Mike Conley who's long in the tooth, you're gonna have to rely on other players. And I think they thought what was the sixth man of the year last year was gonna step up and take a step forward.
Nas Reed.
Yeah, I think they expected Nas
I
Reed.
think they expected two players. I think they expected McDaniels to take a step up in scoring as well as and Nas Reed.
And then here's the thing. You look at Anthony Edwards so far this season. He's taken 335 field goals. Out of those 335 field goals, Steve-O,
150.
178 of them, 178 of them are threes.
That's a
But
lot.
but again, he's shooting at a 44% clip, so it's like he's not supposed to stop shooting them. But like, I don't
The
know,
Zach
bro.
Levine effect. It's like I don't know what it gets to that point where like during like them early late 90s to 2000s, the athletic player just stayed athletic until he burnt out.
Yeah.
It's like these uber athletic players, once they realize they done worked on their jump shot enough, like a Zach Levine, like an Anthony Edwards, they rely on it so much. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't like. There is times where Anthony would just put your shoulder in your chest. He going to the rim
Mm-hmm.
when you just needed it. Same with Zach, and I'm liking that Zach is starting to get back to it a little bit. But it's not even just it's all over the league with anybody. Kobe White, Luca, like everybody rather do a step back going backwards and forward than just go to the hole.
Yeah, man. Right now, they're losers of 5 of their last 7 games, and pretty much every game is a dog fight. They lost to the Celtics, they lost to the
That
Raptors, and that
too.
was embarrassing. And they got the Rockets tonight, who aren't they're not gonna hold back on these
And
guys.
look, the next two games they eat, bro. They got the Kings and Clippers right after that. Then the
Yeah.
Lakers and the Clippers again.
All defensive teams, with the exceptions of the Kings. But the Lakers gonna play good defense. The Clippers are gonna play good defense. The Rockets are gonna play good defense. And that 45% clip, I think he's been shooting almost at like 50 some percent over the last 5 or 10 games. I don't know if that's gonna stay up in that range. He's gonna have to go to the basket, bro.
Yeah, yeah, and somebody else on this team needs to step up. Maybe you need to start playing y'all rookie a little bit more and Rob Dillingham. Maybe he could be a spark off the bench that can help y'all because y'all need all the help y'all can get.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this. Dante DiVincenzo was a miss. He's talking all that trash in the preseason about
He
how
ain't
good
been
he
doing
looked in that
it.
one preseason game, and ain't done nothing since, bro. Ain't done nothing
Nine,
since. And he missed
nine
a
points a
lot of
game ain't gonna 9 points a game ain't gonna cut it. It's
he missed
just
a
not.
lot of momentum threes, bro. Like a lot of momentum threes. And you got Mike Conley out there outplaying you is crazy. Crazy. Now
That's no
Rob
doubt.
has been playing a little bit more. He played 9 games so far, but he only got 7 minutes a game. That's crazy itself. So you might have to push him up in the rotation a little bit. Terrence Shannon Jr. not getting no tick either. Luca Garza
Mhm.
not getting no tick. But they're expecting more from Alexander Walker and they're expecting more from Julius Randle. Even though Julius Randle came in, he fitting in, he giving you 21 points, but it's not the same way that they was getting it from Karl Anthony Towns. They
It was that three ball.
yeah,
He
that
ain't getting that same three ball.
that salary dump is hurting them right now. That's not to say that they're not going to be able to bounce back and have a solid season, but this is not the Minnesota Timberwolves team that we're used to seeing these last 2 or 3
Yeah,
seasons.
and I think just with Julie is not saying he a bad person, but due to his style of play, it makes compared to Cat, it makes them a little bit more easier to guard. I
It
think they
definitely
also
does. And he's shooting under 30% from three. That's rough, especially considering. Let me see what Karl Anthony Towns is up to. Because I know that he had a 50 ball. He had a few games with the Knicks already in which he went off offensively. Let me see. Because I know he's taking care of business. Karl Anthony Towns leading the team in scoring and rebounds right now with 26 points and
yeah, he
12.6
just had
rebounds.
30 and 15 the other night against Indiana.
Right. And 3-point wise, let me see what he's looking like. He's shooting 42% from three. So that's major. 29%
Yeah,
versus 42% is crazy. He's shooting 60% from the field as well. So yeah, they gave up on him and he's actually taking care of business out there in the Knicks. It looks like Minnesota
yeah,
might be missing him.
premature. I think we all kind of agree that that trade is a little premature, but it is what it is.
It was a salary dump. They didn't want to have to pick that contract extension is about to kick in, and they didn't want to have to be tied to him. But I always feel like you know how I feel, big useless. They should have got rid of Rudy Gobert before they got rid of anybody.
That's the killer. You do that. You great. That's the motherfucker you get rid of.
They re-up with him though. They gave him a contract extension.
I know.
They're allowing analytics, advanced analytics, to determine how they feel about Buddy in terms of like how he affects the game defensively. But that's all regular season because once the playoffs start, They put that man in the pick and roll. It's over
That
with
motherfucker is
every
an
single
apple tree.
time.
He's an
Every
apple tree.
single time. So, all right, man, we're gonna get up out of here. Happy Thanksgiving coming up for sure, for sure. Go ahead, take that turkey out the freezer if you ain't did it already. It's not gonna
On
be
my mama.
defrosted. Y'all gonna be salty trying
On my
to
mama.
cook that turkey that ain't
And
defrosted.
if you
So
frying that motherfucker, make sure you lay it in slow.
just enter it in
Slow.
slowly. Just a tip.
Just a tip. If you don't tip, you're gonna be burning.
All right, y'all. We're gonna get up out of here. Y'all already know, hit us up at NBA Central Pod, wherever you like to receive your social media information. Go ahead, like, share, and follow. Comment down below how y'all feeling about the LA Clippers and James Harden's defensive resurgence or defensive emergence, if you don't feel like he ever played defense. And then, of course, Lamelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets. Hey, listen, if you haven't watched a Charlotte Hornets game this season, take the time to do so, or go to YouTube and watch some highlights or something, because it's really fun watching those guys play basketball. And finally, how y'all feeling about the Minnesota Clippers? We already know it's established.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Minnesota Timberwolves, my bad. It's already established that these guys have had a slow start to the season. Can they bounce back? And we know that they miss Karl Anthony Towns. Can they pick up the slack? Because it's just not working right now at 8-8. It's your boy Big Kev. I know y'all don't see me. I don't know what's going on with Restream. It's been hating on me the last couple of weeks, but it is what it is. We're going to get it in anyway. We're going to holler at y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.
This has